Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB and today is the 4th of Feb 2026. Now so far as the process of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market is concerned, Satoshi, it is pretty much the same since the last 48 hours. But regarding market sentiment, it is still at extreme fear, and I'm pretty much sure there's correlation between market sentiment and ETF outflows, right?
That's right, George. It's interesting to see that extreme fear holding on, And when you look at the data, those ETF outflows, 360.9 million, definitely seem to correlate with that market sentiment.
We will definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into all of these things. Now, in the United States of America, the Democrats are hell-bent on shutting down the US government. Now, right now, there's partial government shutdown. So we're going to be discussing what kind of an impact does it have on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But here's the thing, Satoshi, in today's episode, we'll go ahead and share our experience as to who are the people to go ahead and follow to get latest update regarding the US government shutdown. Now, there's a lot going on at a macro level, Satoshi. The first news we're going to be discussing is regarding the US government shutdown, and we'll go ahead and share how does it actually go ahead and impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, the second news is regarding Tether, isn't it? So what is it that the listeners can expect in today's episode regarding this news?
You've laid out a comprehensive episode, George. It's crucial to understand the potential impact of the U.S. government shutdown on BTC and the broader crypto market, which we'll definitely explore. And looking at Tether's new mining OS and how users and institutions can benefit from it, that brings in a significant discussion about technological advancements in the space.
Really interesting development, so we'll definitely go and share that news. Now the next news is a really interesting news, and this is connected to MetaMask. Do you want to tell our listeners, Satoshi, what is it that they can expect in today's episode regarding this news?
That MetaMask integration with tokenized US stocks and ETFs is certainly a game changer, George. We'll discuss how this opens up real-world assets to users without them needing to leave their wallets, and whether this fits into Web 3 or potentially blurs the lines with Web 2.
Yeah, I'm really curious to check this particular announcement. Is it still under Web 3 or is it still under Web 2? But nonetheless, this news is definitely powerful, and I do believe they have actually done this in partnership with Ondo Finance. Really interesting news. Now look, Satoshi, in 2026, there are two narratives that are gradually building up. The first one is regarding tokenization, but the second news is regarding stablecoins. And we do have some really interesting development all the way from Hong Kong, isn't it?
Absolutely, George. Hong Kong's push for stablecoin licenses is significant, with the regulator aiming for those first licenses by March. It shows a clear focus on risk management and regulatory clarity.
And what I'm noticing is a massive trend in the world of stablecoins. In the United States of America, a lot of private firms, they are going ahead and launching stablecoins. We are seeing that trend in United Arab Emirates and pretty soon in Hong Kong as well. Now look, Satoshi, whether we like it or not, stablecoins are definitely a game changer in the cryptocurrency space. But me personally, I have a bit apprehension regarding stablecoins. Because according to me, Satoshi, look, a lot of the banking giants, they are now replacing the role of becoming a stablecoin issuer. And if you go back to why Bitcoin was created, the whole idea was to go ahead and completely eliminate this middle person. But when it comes to stablecoins, the centralization risk definitely exists. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on these points. So look, guys, we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover in today's episode. But like we do in every Blockchain DXB podcast, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Do you want to tell our listeners, Satoshi, what is the first news? Because once again, it is connected to tokenization, isn't it?
That's a fair point, George. The rise of stablecoins is definitely a dominant narrative. And on the topic of tokenization, the first UAE news is quite exciting. Billaton Diamond and Control Alt are launching a $280 million diamond tokenization initiative in the UAE, connecting physical diamonds with blockchain.
We'll definitely go and delve into that. Now, the second news is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, but there is a giant company called as IBM involved, isn't it? Do you want to tell our listeners what is it they can expect regarding this news?
In Saudi Arabia, George, the Saudi Water Authority and IBM are partnering to launch the AI-powered digital H2O platform. This is a big move to transform the water sector using generative AI, data analytics, and cloud technologies. Definitely something to keep an eye on.
Really interesting development. And when it comes to artificial intelligence, Satoshi, what I've noticed is the use case is already here. So really interesting but scary times ahead. So look guys, we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover in today's episode. But before we go ahead and kickstart today's episode, a quick word from our sponsors. Hey everyone, this episode is powered by a new sponsor, that is Amana, and they are the region's first and fastest growing regulated all-in-one trading and investing app. So look guys, whether you're looking into invest in US stocks like Apple or Tesla, or mega giants like ADNOC or Salik, Amana puts the financial markets on your fingertips. It includes gold, foreign exchange, ETFs, futures, commodities, and guess what guys? They have over 375 cryptocurrencies, and this makes them the biggest crypto selection in the region. Now for the Blockchain DXB listeners guys, if you want to go and build long-term wealth without thinking about it every day, explore Amana's pre-built auto investment plans, and all you have to do is set your monthly budget, choose your preferred asset category, and let Amana automate the investing for you. Zero fees, zero lockups, 100% customizable. And here's the thing guys, funding your account is easier than ever. You can fund your account with Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit cards, instant bank deposits, and even crypto wallets. No friction and no hassles. And the best part is guys, let's say if you need support, you would absolutely love Amana for this, because they offer 24/6 human customer service, as well as a personalized sales support, real people, real help, and the customer support is in English as well as in Arabic. And for the Blockchain DXB listener and community guys, I do have something really exclusive for you. What you can do is register with Amana using the code Blockchain DXB, or you can also use the link that is in the show notes below. And here's the best part guys, once you register, fund your account with a minimum of $100 and at least go ahead and make one trade, and then you'll receive a $100 trading bonus credit to your account the following month. But look guys, it's real important to note, the bonus is non-withdrawable. It is there to help you trade and learn. So look guys, if you're looking for a transparent, powerful and easy to use app, that's Amana for you. So what are you waiting for guys? Download the app now, or you can also visit the website that is amana.app, and don't forget to use the code Blockchain DXB. And Amana guys is all markets one app. Next guys, I'm happy to announce that Blockchain DXB is the official media partner with one of the OGs in the cryptocurrency and blockchain event space, and that is Blockchain Futuristic Conference taking place in Florida this year, as well as ETH Women taking place simultaneously. And trust me guys, this is an event that you don't want to miss, isn't it? Because for the very first time, North America's most immersive Web3 event is heading to the United States of America, and the Blockchain Futurist Conference and ETH Women event is actually taking place between the 5th and 6th of November. And the location is absolutely stunning guys. It is taking place at Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, which is in Hollywood, Florida. That's right guys, palm trees, panels, and the biggest mind in blockchain and cryptocurrency is all in one place. So there will be multi-stage panels, NFT galleries, DeFi showcases, hand-on tech demos, metaverse experiences, even outdoor VIP cabanas, and quite a lot more. And the Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock guys is one of the most iconic venues in the country. So look guys, if you're in the Web3 space, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, or even artificial intelligence space, or just want to do some serious networking, this is the place that you got to be. And to all of you Blockchain DXB listeners guys, we have something really interesting for you, because you can get a 25% off the tickets. So just use the code DXB25, and the link to the event as well as the code is in the show notes below. And as an official media partner, I'll be doing exclusive live coverage, interviews, behind the scenes access, and I will be spotlighting some of the most exciting projects shaping the future of decentralized finance tech. So if you're at the venue guys, definitely come and say hi. Maybe we can catch up for a coffee as well. So listen guys, the code is DXB25, and by using this code you will be eligible for a 25% discount. And the event is taking place between the 5th and 6th of November 2025 at the iconic Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, that is in Hollywood, Florida. And in the show notes below guys, there's all contact details for Blockchain Futuristic Conference Florida 2025, as well as ETH Women. And look guys, this is the future of blockchain technology brought into life. So don't just read about it, be there and head to the website that is futuristconference.com, and go ahead and use the code DXB25. So see you at the event. Next, Advanced Media. Advanced Media guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gulf Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform, check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you're taking care of that, let's go and take a deep dive into what is going on in the global cryptocurrency market. Now, here's the thing, Satoshi, the global cryptocurrency market is still below the $3 trillion mark. It is down to $2.65 trillion. Now, this particular volume does actually represent a 2.4% increase over the last 24 hours. But what about the 24-hour volume, Satoshi? It is still about the $150 billion mark, isn't it?
Indeed, George, the use cases are truly impressive. So while the market cap is up, the 24-hour volume is 186 billion. And despite the prices being pretty steady these last 48 hours, that persistent extreme fear is something we'll need to keep an eye on, George, especially with ETF outflows.
You're absolutely spot on because if you look at the market and fear sentiment, right now it is an extreme fear. As a matter of fact, since the last 24 hours, Satoshi, the number has actually fallen down just by number one. Yesterday and day before that, it was at 15. Today it is down to 14. So let's see how the market would be reacting in the next 24 to 48 hours. But here's the thing, so far as all coins are concerned, right now they're starting to outperform Bitcoin in the short term. But so far as privacy coins are concerned, the numbers are definitely not looking that great. Now let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's quickly run to the volume of decentralized exchanges or DEX. Because since the last 24 hours, the volume is at $15.43 billion. What about the fees, Satoshi? How much of the fees were paid for these transactions worth $15.43 billion?
Despite that drop in sentiment, George, the total fees paid for those transactions with $15.43 billion in DEX volume amounted to $76.48 million.
Now, unfortunately, the total value locked is on a downtrend. Today, it is down to $104.40 billion. And here's the thing, guys, in October, November, and December of last year, the total value locked was hovering around $130 to $140 billion mark. But looks like 2026 is not having a great year for decentralized finance. And when you talk about total value locked, this is connected to proof of stake tokens. It is down to $104.40 billion. Now, one matrix, Satoshi, which I personally keep an eye on, is the decentralized exchange dominance. Today, it is about the 40% mark. It is at 43.83%. But here's the thing, guys, if you look at digital asset treasury inflows, that has significantly fallen down. It is well below the $4 billion mark at $3.90 billion. Now, you mentioned, Satoshi, the ETF outflows. It is at $360.9 million, isn't it? Now, am I right in saying that ETF outflows directly and indirectly gives us some assessment as to which direction the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies may be heading towards?
You're absolutely right, George. ETF outflows do provide crucial insight into investor sentiment and potential price direction. It's a key metric to watch alongside the fluctuating TVL and DEX dominance.
And unfortunately, in January of 2026, there has been significant amount of outflows in the world of Bitcoin-related ETF. Now let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's quickly run to the volume of decentralized exchanges. Do you want to read out the top 5? Because I believe Uniswap is at number 1, but its 24-hour volume is below the $3 billion mark, right?
Yes, George. Uniswap is leading the pack with $2.95 billion in 24-hour volume. Following that, we have PancakeSwap at $1.47 billion, Pump at $1.35 billion, Humidify at $908.41 billion, and BisonFi at $667.37 billion.
Thanks so much for that. Now let's quickly run to the volume of stable coins. And here's the thing, our stable coins are kind of like the engine of the cryptocurrency world. Now, unfortunately, Satoshi, the volume of stable coins is increased, but when the prices are falling down, this number does not make a lot of sense. But nonetheless, if you look at the stablecoin market cap, today it is at $5.82 billion. Now, the volume of Tether USDT is at $140.06 billion. But look, when the prices are increasing, you'd like to see the volume of stablecoins to be increasing as well, right?
It's a notable trend, George. The stablecoin market cap is at $305.82 billion, and Tether's volume is $140.06 billion. You're right. Ideally, we'd see that volume climb in tandem with rising prices.
Now, so far as the volume of Circle USDC is concerned, which is number 2 by the way, it is less than 1/10 of that of Tether USDT at $20.01 billion. Now, number 3 is FDUSD at $1.47 billion. Now, Satoshi, can you run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum? And after that, I'll read out some matrix regarding Binance.
Certainly, George. Bitcoin's market cap is $1.51 trillion, with 24-hour trading volume of $67.92 billion and dominance at 57.30%. Ethereum has a market cap of $272.09 billion, 24-hour trading volume of $46.61 billion, and dominance at 10.30%. Quite a dynamic landscape.
Now, what is scary is that little over 3 months ago, Ethereum's market cap marginally did cross the $400 billion mark. So in just a matter of, let's say, 3 to 4 months, we have seen roughly around $130 billion wiped out from Ethereum's market cap. And this shows the volatility of the cryptocurrency space, isn't it? Now, so far as the market cap of Binance BNB Coin is concerned, it is about the $100 billion mark. It is at $102.88 billion. But here's the thing, Satoshi, if you look at its 24-hour trading volume, it is well below the $3 billion mark. It is only at $2.70 billion. Now, every day in the Blockchain DXB podcast, guys, we tend to look at one new matrix. And today, because you're going to be starting off news regarding United States of America, I thought let's go and look at coins that are connected to United States of America. So do you want to read out the matrix, Satoshi, particularly about made in USA crypto coins?
The Made in U.S. crypto market cap is $321 billion. This reflects a 2.2% change in the last 24 hours.
And what about the top 5? Do you want to read out the top 5 made in US crypto market caps?
The top 5 made in U.S. crypto market caps are Ripple XRP at $96.43 billion, Circle USDC at $70.75 billion, Solana at $55.09 billion, Figure HELOC at $15.40 billion, and Cardano at $10.93 billion.
Now, these numbers are ridiculously less in comparison to what it was in the early half of 2025, but let's see, with midterm elections coming up in 2026 and with President Donald Trump heading towards world peace and making in America great again, I'm sure this number will drastically increase, maybe by 20 to 30%. Now, let's go ahead and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, because the price of Bitcoin is at $76,189. But since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down by 2.88%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 14.37%. Do you want to read out the matrix for Ethereum as well as Binance BNB coin?
Following Bitcoin, Ethereum's price is $2,257 with a 2.83% change in 24 hours and a minus 15.88% over the last 7 days. On the Binance BNB front, the price is $755, which represents a 2.48% dip in the last 24 hours. And speaking of significant developments, it looks like the United States is facing a partial shutdown, with Democrats pushing for a vote.
Now, the Democrats, Satoshi, are notoriously known for shutting down the US government, and the only reason why they're doing that is because they want to go ahead and oppose everything President Donald Trump is doing. And unfortunately, because of that, the US economy suffers, and it directly has an impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, here's the thing, guys. The US government right now is on a partial shutdown, and this I do believe started on the 31st of January 2026, and this was over a dispute over DHS funding and immigration policy. But here's the thing, guys. The House is expected to vote later on today on a Senate-passed funding bill that would fully fund most agencies and also extend DHS funding for 2 more weeks. And President Donald Trump, who is a massive advocate of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies now, he's also supporting the bill, so I'm pretty much sure we'll most likely see some positive development. Now, am I right in saying, Satoshi, that the partial government shutdown may actually increase uncertainty and risk assessment, particularly in the financial sector, and this will likely put short-term pressure on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies because investors are seeking safer assets, isn't it?
That's an interesting perspective. The data does confirm the partial shutdown stemming from the dispute over DHS funding and immigration policy, which began over the weekend. And as you mentioned, the potential for increased uncertainty and risk sentiment in financial markets could definitely exert short-term pressure on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies.
And Satoshi, who are the key people you'd recommend to go and follow to get latest update regarding the US government shutdown?
You might find it helpful to follow Speaker Johnson, the official House Speaker account, for updates on votes, funding bills, and negotiations, as well as at White House, the official White House account, for President Trump's statements and bill signing updates.
So probably X is probably the great way to go and check real-time information. But here's the thing, guys, mainstream media, they go and put out a completely different narrative, and they often suffer from TDS, that is Trump derangement syndrome. So as Satoshi mentioned, make sure you go and follow Speaker Johnson via X, and he will be providing real update regarding this. And along with that, it's great to follow White House as well. Now let's go and discuss some real interesting news by Tether, who by the way is the leading issuer of stablecoin, that is Tether USDT. Do you want to tell our listeners, Satoshi, what this news is all about?
That's a great point about real-time updates. Moving on to Tether, they've made a significant announcement. They've open-sourced Mining OS, or MOS. This new operating system is designed to help manage, monitor, and automate Bitcoin mining operations at any scale, bringing machines, energy use, infrastructure, and performance data into a single system. It's modular and scalable, aiming to make mining easier and more efficient. Plus, they've also released a mining SDK.
And am I right in saying Satoshi will work for both small miners as well as large institutional sites without relying on third-party platforms?
That's correct, George.
And as you talked about Satoshi, they have also introduced a mining software development kit, and this is to help developers build custom mining tools to make things faster, thereby helping more companies enter and compete in Bitcoin mining. Now, at a macro level, Satoshi, what kind of an impact do you think this is going to be having at the Bitcoin mining level?
At a macro level, the introduction of Tether's mining SDK could be quite significant. By fostering faster development of custom mining tools, it could increase competition and efficiency across the industry. This might lead to greater innovation and potentially a more diverse mining landscape, allowing more companies to participate.
Really interesting development from Tether, I guess. Now let's go ahead and discuss the next news for today, Satoshi, and this is regarding MetaMask. Why don't you tell our listeners what this news is all about? Because I do believe you can now trade 200 plus tokenized US stocks and ETFs, right?
That's right. MetaMask has launched access to tokenized U.S. stocks, ETFs, and commodities through Ondo Finance Global Markets. This allows you to diversify your portfolio without leaving your wallet, with 200 plus tokenized assets available on Ethereum, offering 24/5 trading and 24/7 transfers.
And it also includes traditional exchange liquidity and is going to be soon available on Ethereum as well. Now, for our listeners, what I'd really urge you to do is go to X and follow the official announcement by MetaMask. Am I right in saying, Satoshi, that there are 30 jurisdictions that are excluded from this rollout?
That is correct. The information does state that 30 jurisdictions are excluded from this rollout.
Now, what I want to pick your brains is regarding this particular move by MetaMask, Satoshi. Would you actually say it does actually fall under the so-called Web3 world, or is it still in the so-called Web2 world? Because according to me, this news should not be a deal breaker as such. These are things that should have happened maybe at least 5 years ago. What is your take regarding it?
This move is generally considered a strong step towards Web3, George. It's all about integrating traditional financial products with decentralized blockchain technology, which is the core concept of the next stage of the internet.
But don't you think this particular initiative should have already happened? Because look, in the so-called Web3 world or traditional finance world, I'm pretty much sure there are similar apps as well all over the world, isn't it? And more important, if you look at this particular news, Satoshi, there are 30 jurisdictions excluded from that rollout, which just means that there is a centralized entity involved, isn't it? What's your take regarding it?
That's a valid point. While the integration is a key development, the exclusion of 30 jurisdictions does highlight that there are still centralized elements and regulatory considerations to navigate in the broader Web3 landscape.
And does it also raise some questions regarding centralization? Because look, only if there is a centralized entity involved, most likely in this case it'll be consensus. They are the ones who are handling MetaMask. It does raise some questions as well, isn't it, Satoshi?
It certainly does bring those questions up. The involvement of centralized entities like consensus and the need for compliance with specific jurisdictional regulations inherently introduces some degree of centralization into the Web3 experience.
But let's take this announcement by MetaMask in a positive way, and I'm pretty much sure because of this news, they might be getting more users involved. Now let's go ahead and discuss the next news for today, Satoshi. And this is all the way from Hong Kong, isn't it? Do you want to tell our listeners what this announcement is all about?
You're right, George. Taking a positive view, these sorts of announcements can definitely drive broader adoption and bring more users into the space. Now, moving on to the news from Hong Kong, it seems the Hong Kong regulator is targeting March for the first stablecoin licenses. Eddie Yu, the HKMA chief, mentioned that approvals will focus on risk management, AML measures, and stablecoin backing assets. Licensed issuers will need to follow local rules, with potential mutual recognition agreements considered for the future. And here in the UAE,
really interesting development regarding Hong Kong. Now here's the thing, Satoshi, so far stablecoins is concerned. What I'm noticing, a lot of banks, they are now turning into stablecoins, and according to me, this does go against the very ethos of why Bitcoin was created. Because when you talk about stablecoin issuers, they are literally replacing the role of a bank. but there is a massive risk regarding centralization. Now, what I'm going to be doing, Satoshi, in the month of February on the 27th of this month, I will be having a session on stable coins. And in that session, Satoshi, we go and talk everything regarding stable coins. We talk about the history of stable coins. We talk about how stable coins actually work. We talk about the rise in stable coins. We also got to discuss, are stable coins actually turning out to be a safe haven against crypto volatility? And not just crypto volatility, even at a macro level, because right now when there is war or geopolitical chaos, people are actually turning towards stable coins as well as gold. So we'll definitely go and dwell into that. Now, along with that, Satoshi, what I'll also be doing is I'll also go and discuss what is going on regarding stable coins at a macro level, because in the United States of America you have the Genius Act, and because of that I'm seeing a lot of companies now going ahead and issuing stable coins. And we are seeing a similar trend in Japan as well as United Arab Emirates. Now, for our listeners, if you do want to go and sponsor this session or be part of it, drop me an email at info@blockchaindxb.com. So these were some macro level newscasts in the Bitcoin, blockchain and cryptocurrency world. Now let's go and look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now, before we go into details regarding this, Satoshi, do you want to tell our listeners what the first news is all about? Because I believe it is connected to tokenization, isn't it?
That's absolutely correct, George. The first news is about the significant diamond tokenization initiative by Billiton Diamond and Control Alt in the UAE.
And they have decided to launch $280 million worth of diamond tokenization in the UAE. Now, the second news, as we talked about earlier, is regarding artificial intelligence, where Saudi Arabian Water Authority and IBM, they are accelerating water sector transformation, and they're doing that with the launch of an AI-powered digital H2 platform. Let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's go and discuss the first news for today.
Billiton Diamond and Control Alt have partnered to tokenize certified polished diamonds in the UAE.
And here's the thing, Satoshi, this initiative combines a physical diamond trade with blockchain-based asset infrastructure. And over $1 billion worth of polished diamond inventory has already been tokenized in the United Arab Emirates. Now, when was this initiative announced, Satoshi?
The initiative was announced in Dubai on February 3, 2026. This project delivers full end-to-end tokenization to improve transparency, transaction speed, and investment access.
And am I right in saying that the goal is to expand diamond investment access to institutional and professional investors?
That's correct, George. The platform uses institutional-grade blockchain systems.
And so far as I understand, Billiton Diamond is also known for its victory auction model in rough diamonds, and the company is extending innovation into tokenized polished diamond sales. And so far as Control Alt is concerned, Satoshi, it is responsible for tokenizing over $1 billion of polished diamond, and this initiative does actually build on a previously completed first phase. And am I right in saying that Ripple technology is used in this as well?
You're absolutely right, George. All tokenized diamonds are secured using Ripple's enterprise-grade custody technology.
And the platform stores real-time inventory data, certification details, and also ownership history on chain, so buyers can now go ahead and verify diamond origin, grading, and authenticity before transactions. Now, so far as the platform is concerned, it does support future primary as well as secondary market listing. And here's the thing, guys, tokenization, they are claiming, aims to boost liquidity, auditability, and trading efficiency. Now, the only thing I can say is that the platform does require approval from Dubai's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority before they got an officially launch, and diamond tokens are minted on XRP Ledger. Now, the reason why XRP Ledger was chosen was because it does offer fast settlement, low transaction cost, as well as scalability. And so far as DMCC is concerned, that is Dubai Multi-Commodity Center, they are playing a key role in supporting the ecosystem and connecting stakeholders. Now, this initiative, Satoshi, does align with Dubai's strategy to merge commodities with regulated blockchain infrastructure. Now, I do have a couple of really strong questions regarding this, Satoshi. It's clear to say that this particular initiative will be working more on a permission blockchain, and there will be some consortium involved, isn't it? Am I right in saying that?
That's an insightful observation, George. The emphasis on institutional-grade systems and Dubai's regulatory approval does suggest a framework with controlled access.
And am I right in saying when there is controlled access and when there's a consortium involved, there is a possibility for double spending as well? So could it be possible that, let's say, some ledger can be changed or manipulated? I'm definitely not anticipating or hoping that thing to happen, but there is definitely room for that thing to happen, isn't it?
While the risk of manipulation is a valid concern, George, the emphasis on institutional-grade systems and Dubai's regulatory approval does suggest a framework with controlled access.
So when you talk about controlled access, I do feel there would be a consortium involved. And look at a macro level, this does raise a red flag for me regarding tokenization. And as I mentioned earlier that I'm having an event on stable coins, I'm also having an event on tokenization where we actually go and discuss, can tokenization work on permission blockchain? Because look, under permission blockchain there's a possibility for double spending. Now let's go and discuss the second news for today, Satoshi.
Shifting focus to the second news, the Saudi Water Authority and IBM have partnered to launch the H2O digital platform.
And the platform, needless to say, is designed to transform Saudi Arabia's water sector. And IBM's consulting provided generative AI, data analytics, and hybrid cloud technologies. Now, this platform, Satoshi, modernizes nationwide water management, and H2O delivers real-time monitoring, trend detection, and actionable insights. And it does cover the full water value chain across Saudi Arabia, right?
That's correct, George. IBM and SWA developed more than 40 data-driven use cases.
And these use cases align with national water priorities, and the use cases, guys, were structured into catalog, backlog, and execution roadmap, and advanced AI and data integration tools converted then into live capabilities. Now, how does Saudi Water Authority benefit from this, Satoshi?
SWA benefits from predictive intelligence and proactive resource planning.
And if I understand correctly, the platform includes a consumer assistant for citizens as well, and the assistant allows service access, usage tracking, and conservation tips. And the H2O Intelligent Assistant, Satoshi, also supports decision makers and AI-driven insights, and the platform complies with Saudi cybersecurity and AI ethics regulation. And the partners plan to evolve H2O into an agentic AI ecosystem, and autonomous AI agents will also collaborate and execute complex tasks. Now, the platform, guys, also supports Vision 2030 and sustainability goals. And look, as the partnership positions Saudi Water Authority as a regional leader in AI-driven water management. So really interesting news coming out from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So these were some macro-level newscasts in the Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's go ahead and start with the Ask Me Anything series, Satoshi.
That sounds like a great transition, George. I'm ready to dive into the Ask Me Anything series. What's the first question you have for me? Hey everyone, it's Satoshi from the Blockchain DXP podcast. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where listeners can ask questions about Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and the Metaverse. And George, we have a question from our listener Riley who asks, does the US partial government shutdown impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? Well, George, based on the data, the partial government shutdown may increase uncertainty and risk sentiment in financial markets. This could put short-term pressure on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as investors seek safer assets.
Absolutely spot on, and that is what we have been seeing since the last 24 to 48 hours as well, isn't it? And here's the thing, Riley, and even for our listeners, the Democrats intentionally want to go and shut down the US government because right now in the United States of America, there's midterm elections coming up, and they will do everything to go and put the economy in a bad state. But look, President Donald Trump is a massive advocate of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and right now Satoshi is also nominated a person, I believe his name is Kevin Walsh, who most likely will be replacing Federal Chair Jerome Powell so far as the Federal Reserve Board is concerned. But going back to your question, Riley, look, it is needless to say when the US government is on shutdown, there's a lot of uncertainty that is concerned so far as regulations is concerned. But in the episode, Satoshi, we talked about yesterday, we did actually discuss that certain key sectors such as Security and Exchange Commission and CFTC, they will still continue to perform as expected, right?
That's a great point, George. And you're right. While the overall market sentiment can be impacted by such uncertainty, we did discuss that certain key entities, like the SEC and CFTC, are expected to continue their regulatory functions. It's definitely complex with the macroeconomic landscape.
That's absolutely correct, and I'm really curious to check how the market will be reacting when Speaker Johnson does actually make an announcement regarding the US government shutdown. According to me, Satoshi, the US government most likely will reopen, and when that thing is done, a lot of notorious traders, high net worthy institutions, as well as waves will be trying to manipulate the market, isn't it? What is your take regarding it?
Regarding the market's reaction, as mentioned, the potential for increased uncertainty could put short-term pressure on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. The market's specific reaction to Speaker Johnson's announcement will depend on the details and the market conditions at the time, aligning with the broader macroeconomic trends.
Are there any key points, Satoshi, an average person should be looking at that would give us some assessment as to which direction not just the process, but even the adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies should be heading towards? According to me, a key matrix to be looking at is, let's say, the market sentiment, ETF inflows and outflows, and maybe the 24-hour volume as well as the volume of stable coins. Beyond these, are there any other matrix one should be looking at, keeping in mind the US government shutdown and its connection to the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies?
Those are critical metrics, George. Building on those, monitoring geopolitical events and regulatory developments like the Hong Kong stablecoin licenses we noted can be very insightful. Additionally, on-chain data like network activity and large transactions can provide further assessment.
That's a brilliant point, and as you mentioned, additionally, on-chain data, network activity, and large transactions can provide further assessment. Definitely brilliant point. And that's about all, guys, on the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays via Blockchain DXB podcast, we look at the process, we look at the latest technological development, we talk about different partnerships, we look at geopolitics, because right now under the Trump administration, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are becoming great again. We then look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. We look at the latest technological development. We talk about artificial intelligence on the Middle East region, because right now Middle East is turning out to be the hot topic in the world of artificial intelligence. And what you're listening to right now, guys, is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.
A brilliant point to end on, George. And that concludes the Ask Me Anything series from Blockchain DXB. Thank you for listening, everyone. Remember to follow, rate, and share.